Okay, guys, we're live. Okay. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, name's Philip Sin 22. How you doing?
Cyber, go ahead.
Hello, hello. Cyber Dragon here.
Okay. And we have somebody else coming in, maybe two. One was here and somehow dropped out. So when they get in with
I
Ness,
think
you may.
he's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. No, you dropped out. That's why before I saw you and then you were gone.
Yeah,
Uh, it,
I was trying to put my logo back on. For some reason, my logo was gone.
oh, okay. Introduce yourself. Go ahead, Ness.
What is up, everybody? It's Nesta Game. How y'all guys doing?
Been a minute.
Yes, it
Anyway,
has. What's up,
yeah.
Ness? How you feeling, brother?
Chilling, chilling. How about y'all?
All right. Staying safe.
It's
Right
the only
on.
thing we can do. Anyway, so I listened to a few podcasts over the weekend. Sick Humor and Jemiah Dixon ended up saying something. Some things I thought about. Jabari and Persona also brought up some key points that I thought about. And then there were a few podcasts out there that I didn't care much about at all. I didn't care for much at all. But this is my show, so enough with the mentions because I still don't think this community gets where I'm coming from as a gamer. Okay. I'm starting to see talking points that are not talking points. Okay. We have two upcoming consoles from the big three to kick off next generation, and y'all talking about backwards compatibility. That's what y'all talking about. Okay. And all the things we don't, we shouldn't be worried about with a brand new console. That's all you guys are talking about. Okay. If if your bragging rights are about old games on a new console, then these new consoles obviously aren't offering much to begin with. Okay. Sometimes I gotta speak slow so people understand what I'm saying and don't say I'm saying something else. Okay. So check this out. I'm seeing certain individuals on Twitter discuss backwards compatibility. And I get it. It's nice to play old games, especially if you want some footage of them or do a live stream. Maybe there are games you missed from last generation that you want to catch up on. Totally understandable. But here's my question. But when has these features ever been the reason to buy a new console? That should be the reason to buy a new console. Okay. Sick Humor said something that made me think and actually made me question why. He said that that none of us saw the PS5 turned on and we didn't see the user interface or anything. And the console is still selling a lot. Now, in hindsight, there's a lot of reasons to be excited for PlayStation. So let me talk about that for a minute before I get into why this made me think. Okay, PlayStation as a brand has delivered us some of the best gaming experience to date. There's no question about it. Okay, when PlayStation 2 had games like God of War, Metal Gear, Jack and Daxter, The Bouncer, and all the Guilty Gear games, all the RPGs, the competition had their games, but it was never on that level. And the competition hasn't been on that level since the inception of the PlayStation console to begin with. So now that we cleared that up, um, what about the direction in gaming we are currently seeing? Okay, what about? Because we're reaching a point where the term exclusive will become a slippery slope down the road. These companies out there are about profit, not about your feelings. And there are PlayStation gamers right now who don't like the idea of their games going to PC. But some of those games they didn't want leaving the platform are games they didn't support, which makes no sense. Okay, so for you bots out there, I do talk about people on PlayStation side too. So don't come in here and start. Okay, how about how many people bought The Last Guardian? How many people bought Concrete Genie? How
I
many
did.
people bought Yakuza games day and date.
Bought all of them.
Okay, me too. Sick humor is 100% correct because nobody saw the PlayStation 1 or the user interface. But more importantly, we don't know what plans these companies have for next generation. And we can't go by articles and interviews because both Sony and Microsoft have been saying some suspect shit. Okay. The problem is we catch them in the lies. I'm talking about as a gaming community. We catch them in the lies and give them a pass. We can't do that. We got to stay on their asses. We got to call them out. Okay. Xbox already decided that people with Xboxes, okay, won't even have control of what they want to pay to have their garbage online experience they offer. They've decided that already. You haven't. They did. Okay. They're telling you. Okay. They're just throwing Game Pass Ultimate in a bundle and pretty much getting rid of Xbox Live. Okay. It's all they're doing. But you have no choice. Okay. You're paying, you're the consumer, but you have no choice. Okay. And we really have people arguing over trash options like upgrades and digital upgrades and game prices and ultimate editions. Look at the stuff that happened with NBA 2K21. You have a Mamba edition specifically designed to upgrade your base game to an upgrade edition. I'm sorry, but what in the backwards compatibility hell is going on with these options? Okay. I don't know. And I don't think third-party games are going to look or be that much better. Okay, let me say that right. Or be that much better than what we have now. Okay, for about the next 2 to 3 years, to be honest. I don't think so. Okay. Honestly, can we stop disagreeing over trash? Seriously, we need to stop disagreeing over trash. Okay. Let me tell you something. I have never looked at Game Pass or PSN Now as a good option in gaming. I haven't. And I've said it in the past. And I'll say it again. Game Pass consistently removes games from the list. They put new first-party games on it day and date and devalue games. Game Pass has conditioned Xbox gamers to not buy games. They condition them to do that. And I don't care, what data somebody wants to show. You don't need math. If there's a service offering new games that can be beaten and then uninstalled, chances are people will pick beating the game and uninstalling it. Now, in fairness, based on what Game Pass offers, this doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, it doesn't. I have yet to see games on Game Pass that I would want to buy. I haven't. Now, PSN Now is a game streaming service. I've tried it before, and playing a fighting game on PSN Now was terrible. And I like my fighting games. It was terrible. All right. To make matters worse, you can't download the PS3 games on PSN Now. And I personally don't care for game streaming services, which is something this industry wants to happen. Okay. Now, I've even listen to this. Ever notice how you get these Xbox extremist fanboys who say dumb shit like, well, we used to have VHS tapes. Those turned into DVDs, and now you stream movies, ignoring the fact that we're talking about video games, not movies or music. I mean, do they even realize the reason why formats were changed was because of piracy? Okay? That's why they were changed. Also, these formats were changed to actually give the artists and the movie studios or the A&R their share of profit. On your own, a movie doesn't cost $60 to watch. On your own, music doesn't cost $60 to watch. On your own, Both of these combined will not even cost you $70 to watch and listen to in a digital format. And by the way, America doesn't have the best internet available. It doesn't. Look it up. You'll find out who does. I'm not going to do your homework for you. Now, you may ask, why am I bringing all of this up? Simple. The features people are arguing over or using as talking points are features that the console business wants to prioritize over traditional gaming. Okay, they want to take out traditional gaming away. Okay, streaming services, games as a service, digital upgrades, and soon the end of physical media. Once physical media is gone, that's when shit hits the fan, because that's when developers will literally have you by the balls and enforce their prices, their options, their models, and you'll no longer have these options to fall back on. It ain't gonna be there, people. This has already been going on with all these bundles out there. Imagine one of these times that the standard version of your game doesn't even contain the bare minimal of what makes those versions a standard edition. Okay, and what's funny is too little people see the fact that we are being beta tested. You're being beta tested, people. Okay, these companies don't give a shit about most of what we say, because to be honest, there's no positive talk when things are no bueno. That's exactly why I did that last podcast, okay, a couple days ago, because before next gen is even here, I'm seeing the damage control and the people talking, telling the passionate gamers to calm down or to shut up. You know, they're not even saying calm down. They're pretty much being nasty and rude and shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Why are you so upset? This, that, and the other. Anyway, it's interesting to see that the next gen so far, okay, has been about the speed of these consoles, ray tracing, and old games. Meanwhile, how many people right now are going to ask, what about the games? It's a gaming console. What about the games? When PS4 came out, there was a game called Deep Down that was supposed to be a PS4 exclusive. What about the game Biomutant? That looked like it was going to be a very good game. I ended up pre-ordering it, but I haven't heard about it, in over a year. But again, let's worry about silly shit like Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is coming out for both the PS4 and the PS5. Let's worry about silly shit like digital upgrading and what game will have ray tracing. Let's pretend like like the so-called next generation leap is bigger than it is. It's not. Pay attention. More and more of this next generation titles are cross generation games. Okay. And I would have no problem with it if developers and companies were honest about it to begin with. Okay. So now that I have the panel here, okay, I let out my thoughts, okay? I went on a little rant there. I'm sorry, guys, on the panel. You know how I get sometimes when I get passionate. I'm sure some people would think or say I'm saying something completely different because of the type of fanboys we have now, okay? But I want to hear your thoughts now about what's been going on, what I've been talking about, what people have been talking about, and that. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Shoot. I would say.
He's like, I don't know where to start. This is like, oh wait a minute.
Well, I will say that people that let me start with this whole this remaster crap or this backwards compatibility junk. I find it real interesting that when we get a remake or something like that, they're quick to jump down Sony's throat or the fans' throats about a remake, which isn't a remaster, but at the same time, they're perfectly fine with all these games that are being backwards compatible with the Series X. But they never keep the same energy. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, before you even criticize anything about Sony, you need to self-check yourself before you say anything about the competition when all you're looking forward to is old games. And if you're gonna worry about old games, then why in the world would you need to buy a new console then in the first place? So that right there doesn't really make too much sense to me. And then second of all, with the cross gen and everything like that, now I won't lie, I was annoyed by that because they did say that we believe in generations and everything like that. So I'm still kind of in the middle on that, but I'm not really happy too much about it. But I will piggyback off what Six said a while back. If they don't sacrifice anything from the PS5 version to for the PS4 version, then I'm cool. But right now I'm having a wait and see approach, but I'm not really happy about it.
Okay. What about these people talking, instead of talking about where are the games, they're talking about backwards compatibility and ray tracing
Well, with the backwards
or
compatibility.
power. They're not talking about games.
Yeah, that's all they can talk about is just power and backwards compatibility, but they still not demanding better. The only thing I seen them hype for was the acquisition of Bethesda, but at the same time, you're still not pushing forward for Microsoft, who already have first party games, to push out better and quality games, and then they gotta wait with a year or two for them to come out with these new games. It really don't it they have no place to talk about anything that the competition is doing when they're not demanding better. Yeah, you may think that you're demanding better because now that you got a Microsoft's biased studio that's been bought, but you're still not asking for anything better. I mean, you had Battletoads, which is trash. You had Crackdown, which is trash. All these games that are not high quality games and they Game Pass fodder. They're not demanding better, and with them having this model on buying games or renting games is the equivalent of buying a full retail price game. You're not really supporting the company by doing that, and it shows that you're not willing to want quality titles, in my opinion, from my perspective.
What about you got these some of the PlayStation fanboys that aren't calling out Sony when Sony's trying to do some, shady a little bit to me stuff, and we don't know what's going on, and just settling for that. Don't you think that would, cause Sony to be like, okay, well, they're just going to settle so I could get cocky now?
Right, they can be complacent, and I did say that a while back. I felt like that Sony was being arrogant, and I feel like the people that aren't saying anything is the ones that are the corporation slaves, the corporate slaves, because they willing to take anything, and they starting to have this mentality of the Xbox camp, and I feel like that they got to be vocal. I'm like, they got to stay on Sony for them to be reminded that that we can make and break them, but they're so complacent on what Sony has been giving them that they just don't care. They're just sitting back. They're not saying anything. And if they say anything, they feel like they'll be attacked. You got to have a backbone. If you're not going to say anything, then we don't need you in this camp. I'm sorry to say. It's okay to be a fan, but also you can still be a fan and criticize them when you feel like they're making shaky movement. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, they're just too comfortable with just being complacent.
Yeah, I use an analogy, and I'll use it again when it comes to fanboys and especially in our camp over here, and not doing anything. If you go, I'll use the car again for an example. If you go buy a new car, okay, you're paying for a new car, but they give you a used car that has balding tires on it. Are you going to settle for that?
Of course.
Hell no. You're going to be bitch. That's not what I'm paying for. That's not what I signed up for. You got to do the same thing here. It's your money. Like you said, we can make them or break them.
Exactly. And I would say this again, when we talked about earlier about the Yakuzas and everything like that. Now for the Yakuza, and I see a lot of hypocrites that are coming out the woodwork saying, yeah, we get Yakuza the upgrade of the Series X and everything like that. Now me, I feel like I won't lie, I take this a little bit personal because Microsoft and Nintendo turned their noses at Sega when they wanted to bring forward the Yakuza games, and now that Sony has made the game successful, and also with the help of the PC gamers on top of that, that now that they want to jump on board of that and try to snag it and act like it's the greatest thing when they didn't support it from day one. So for me, I take that personal because it shows what kind of gamers you are. And for me, even though I love games on PlayStation, but I do go where the games are. But I'm not about to sit up there and hype something I never supported in the first place.
Exactly. See, that's my thing. I go where the games are at, okay, and where the games at.
Facts.
Sony.
Exactly. That's where the games are at. Facts are just facts. I'm a gamer at the end of the day, and I'm going to game my behind off, and I'm going to go where the games are. That's it. That's what I enjoy doing. That's my pastime. That's what I do. Okay, that's my enjoyment. It's my hobby, and that's what I love. So, yeah, like you said, you go where the games are.
Exactly.
Okay, but we still got to keep, no matter what, we got to make sure that we, as PlayStation enthusiasts, we got to make sure that these PlayStation fanboys get their ass in line and stop telling us that we have no right to say nothing. Don't say nothing about Sony. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, that's first of all, and we have to call them out. We're supporting them. We need to call them out. I'm not settling for less because I'll just say the hell they go in a messed up direction. I'm done. I'm done with gaming. I'm not going to put up with it. I'll just give it up and find something else to do.
Right. And I'm gonna strictly go on PC because I'm like, I already got a PC. So I'm like I said, I'll be strictly on that. I mean, if Sony's gonna keep doing what they're doing, and not making the customers happy, and those that got them to over 112 million consoles sold, if they're going to turn their backs on us as far as that, then I'm gonna say the hell with them because I'm not about to support a company that's not going to give us something back in return. I'm not going to do that.
That's what I'm talking about, and see, we're talking common sense here, people. And this is what you fanboys on both sides need to do. Don't settle for less. And one thing I don't want to see, I don't want them to be like Xbox. I do not want Sony to go in direction Xbox went.
I feel the same way.
I don't want that at all. At all. So, does anybody else want to add anything to this topic that we're talking about?
Yes, I'm ready.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, I asked you before and you didn't even answer. I don't know what I thought.
No, I had on mute my thing. I didn't realize I had it mute.
Oh, okay.
Am I too loud? Just right?
Yeah.
You good?
Okay. Starting with backwards compatibility. That concept has been around for years. Nintendo done it. Sony's done it. But what's different between what Nintendo and Sony's done? You just put your disc in and play. That's how it was. So what Microsoft did with their backwards compatibility is emulation. 360 and then in the old Xbox One games. So when they was promoting that backwards compatibility for 360, well, a lot of GameStops and stores restocked those old games and was selling those games right back to the Xbox fan base. Now they bought those games, So all that's emulation. And they use that as a band-aid, as a layover, because they know they have a huge lineup of games dropping for that console and for the fan base. So what they did drop, the fan base didn't really support it. And all of that forced them to head toward a subscription model, a thing called Game Pass. And so majority of the backwards compatibility games, if you notice, they stopped doing that. Remember how they was doing it every few months? So now everything's tossed in the Game Pass. So those of you who already have an Xbox One S or One X or the original Xbox, since you got Game Pass, what is the need to get a Series X or S, for that matter, but mainly a Series X? It would be a more powerful console just to play the same games with a little bit of better picture, better resolution, better frame rate than what you're playing on right now. So instead of spending $500 on that, well, spend that $500 on these third-party games that you're going to have to buy because they're not going to Game Pass. So that's what happened this fall. The tail of the tape for the next 7 months. You got CG Project Red dropping Cyberpunk. You got Call of Duty dropping. Madden and NBA 2K already fell. FIFA already dropped already. MLB The Show has already dropped. You got Assassin's Creed Valhalla dropping. You got Far Cry 6 dropping. All these third-party games. And none of those games are going to Game Pass or PS Now. So, Sony fans, Nintendo, any of those third-party games going to their systems, they're going to buy those games. Some of you have already pre-ordered some already. But what is the Xbox fan base going to do? Because none of those games are going to Game Pass. I mean, and then
that's a good question. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
They're going to cry and moan.
They always jump into arguments because they really got no games. In an argument, they always bring up Game Pass or Tech Talk, but they don't bring up any games.
Let me step in real quick. And another thing I want to say is that Microsoft, they buy, Sony and Nintendo, they create.
Well, that bodes well for microtransactions. Ubisoft did a time saver for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So for those who don't have the time to put into the game, you spend $10 and you get an experience booster that doubles your experience for the rest of the game permanently. So you better finish the game faster. So they did that to help those out who don't want to do the work. Just like Microsoft. They really don't want to do the work. They buy talent that's already out there. They wait till something happens and they go buy it. Like Minecraft. They bought that. And then since Bethesda, all the stuff that there was issues they've been having, just like those other studios they picked up, all these studios have something in common. They were floundering. As far as their games, they were floundering.
Yeah.
So they had no choice but to sell to Microsoft, who they've already been friends with from the beginning. And then exclusivity. Is that a different topic, Titan?
Say that again?
Exclusivity, is that a different topic?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I have a question. I have a question when you brought that up. When did bots ever buy a Bethesda game?
Never.
Well, true.
I still buy Bethesda games. Just do it now.
Philip, we can barely hear you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They never buy Bethesda games.
What do you mean that's what you thought? We can barely hear you. What do you mean that's what I thought?
Yeah, that's what I said. They never buy the Bethesda games. Never.
Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't. And I was saying, we got Bethesda. They're going crazy online talking about that. And who cares? You never supported them before. And like you just said, Microsoft only buys companies that are flip-flopping in the water. They're floundering. They're drowning. Yeah. And so they could be like, oh, well, now we have control. We're going to tell you what to do. They're not gonna go with what the consumer wants. They're going to do what they want and how they want to do it. And either you accept it or you go find another job.
Yes. So based on exclusives, it goes back to our boy Philip. I recall him saying, I think it was 2017, he said this, that he does not like that console exclusive content is locked to a console, because he said that about 3 years ago. But then this past July, man, Phil ran his mouth everywhere. Various interviews all over the place. This is before Bethesda thing came up. He said exclusives completely counter to what gaming is about. And
actually, nope, because it's what sets every console apart. Their exclusive games is what sets them apart from another console. So that's why you want to buy, if they have good exclusives, that's why you want to buy more than one console, because they're separate. If they're going to be all the games are going to be on one console, there's no need to support all the consoles. Just buy the one you love the most and play there, whatever you're comfortable playing on.
And then I seen a quote by him that he did through Kotaku. He said that something that, because the fan base didn't buy the games they created for the console, bought more third party than first party, for example.
Mhm.
So if you notice, they shift away from making exclusives. You know, they spread them far out. They keep the repeaters like Forza, Halo, and Gears. You know, but apparently, he said that the lack of current exclusives on the Xbox platform that was intentional. Has anybody ever seen that quote from him?
No, I didn't see the quote, but I'm sure he
Yeah,
probably said. I'm
yeah.
listen. Uh, Phil says a lot of crazy shit that I don't even pay attention to his ass no more.
Because he says about the Xbox Series X, that console was designed for inclusive rather than um, exclusive gaming. You know, as far as having you have to get the console to play certain games. You know,
Right.
so and they also said that the PS5 style next gen exclusives are counter to what gaming is about. So he repeated that same thing, but this time he added PS5 to his sentence. You know, so all this stuff he's been preaching, and it kind of brainwashed the fan base into thinking, well, exclusives don't matter. If you notice, that fan base been tweeting that, talking about that, podcasting about that. Exclusives do not matter. And all of a sudden, as soon as Bethesda's bought, now exclusives matter.
Yeah.
All over Twitter was like, well, you're not getting Starfield, you're not getting Elder Scrolls 6. But see, the two deals, Deathloop and Ghostwire, are still they're time exclusive. They're still coming to the PlayStation first, then PC, and then probably end up in Game Pass last. You know, they're still coming to the PlayStation. Those two games are still coming. You know, they're not yanked away or nothing. They're working on a third Wolfenstein. They're trying to finish up Starfield, and you got Elder Scrolls 6. But Elder Scrolls Online, that's currently on Xbox One and PS4, will come to the PS5 and the Series X. So if those are still coming forward, the rest of that library is coming, man. Because if this fails, they're already set up to be a third-party company. No.
That's true. That's definitely true. What about you, Philip? Do you have anything to add? Philip, where'd you go?
Oh no, I got one more
Well,
thing.
I
Again.
got something to add if he's taking.
Yeah, I got. I got one sentence, Ness, that you can take over.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember how Phil has said he don't believe in generations?
Right.
Well, last week he said that last week Phil said they're still planning to bring out to make gaming hardware after he said no generations.
Yeah, and he also likes to say with each console, it's the best console ever, the most powerful console ever. Well, I thought the last one was. Now this one is, right? Make up your mind. If it's the most powerful console ever, then you can't do it better.
I gotta say bullshit on that one.
Right.
That's all you got to say. You're bullshit.
Well, it comes on now. It holds less than the PS5.
True.
It holds less space than the PS5. How could it be the strongest, the most powerful console? It speeds so damn slow. Only speed is okay, but it holds like less than the PS5. How could it be more powerful? That's I call bullshit.
But he's even saying his own consoles, like, you know, the Scarlet was more powerful. Now this one's more powerful. I know he just keeps saying that every console that comes out is the most powerful. If it's the most powerful, you put the word most on it.
Nobody cares about the most powerful one because if that was the case, then the Xbox One X would have never been discontinued. So for them to keep saying that, I'm like, it's history. I'm like, history keeps repeating itself because the regular Xbox, it was the most powerful system out of the PS2 and the GameCube. That was in third place. Then we got the 360 that came in third place. Then we got the Xbox One X. Nobody was buying them joints, not even Japan, right? When I looked at the last sale that they had, I think they sold what was it, 19 or 30 or something like that. It was in the double digits. Nobody is buying them joints.
Nope.
So for them to keep saying power never matter. It's about the talent that you have with the company that you're with. You cannot brute force everything that you that you have with your tech. You cannot keep brute forcing it. You gotta have talent behind that.
It's not only that though, Ness. It's you got to have the games.
Yeah,
Gotta have the games.
You can have all the power you want without games. It's nothing.
exactly. The games and the talent. You gotta have both.
Yep.
It's soap and water. It goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Add a little sanitizer on top of that.
Yeah.
And
Or
what
heat it up.
I wanted to say about the Bethesda thing was that they so hype about it now, but I'm like, how many people up there bought Skyrim? How many people bought Doom? How many people bought Evil Within, Wolfenstein, all these games? I got most of these games on
I
my
did.
PC. So
I
when
did.
I got 5 of those games.
exactly,
Yeah,
I got at least about like 8 or 10 of them. So when these people up there saying that they're excited about it, but they haven't even played it, they haven't even played Fallout 3, New Vegas, none of that stuff. But they're excited for all for this acquisition, and to me that's phony, and it shows that when Microsoft buys something, that's when exclusives matter to them. Is when they feel like they got the upper hand over Sony. That's the only time that they feel like that exclusives matter, if they feel like that it gets the upper hand.
But you know what's funny though? They can have an exclusive all they want if they really put one on there. If they're going to do that, the bots aren't going to support it, so it don't matter. Have your exclusives.
Right.
That's why you stopped doing it, because nobody was supporting it, but the actual true gamer was.
Exactly. And even then, if they were to make those games exclusive to PC and Xbox, I'm good either way. So I mean, I really don't care. So that's the reason why the acquisition never really bothered me. But it bothers me when I see the hypocrites that was holding their pitchforks up, mad at Sony for having these games being exclusive. Sony up there doing exclusive third-party deals, this, that, and the third. But then they turn around and say, "Oh, I hope this doesn't come to PlayStation." They was up there doing all this making this thing.
But you're right.
And defeated this, that, and the third. I'm like, you're not matching your energy. You can't sit up there and do that just because you feel like that it's going to be a win for Microsoft. Make it a win for you as a gamer, instead of saying, "Oh well, you know what? I want Sony to have a downfall because they bought this company and potentially, and I hope that it becomes exclusive when all these games were third party in the first place, and they found more success on PlayStation anyway." So even if that was the case, I feel like they still digging their own grave, because those games are going to go to Game Pass. So you when you take that into equation, you're still going to bleed money. So the quality is going to drop anyway. And then you got to pay all these companies on top of that to make these games.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to pay them like shit. Before we move on, I do have one more topic, but I wanted to ask you guys, because I don't keep up with it because it's been shit lately. Does anybody have any gaming news that you think the audience would want to hear about, that may excite them or make them, feel another way or whatever, or something good, something bad? It could be either or.
Lost Soul Aside.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
Lost Soul Aside. They're from my understanding, I think it was a China Hero project. They're gonna have something unveiled. I think within the next day or so, or something like that. So we're gonna definitely more than likely get some more insight on some of these Chinese developed games, especially what I'm stoked for Lost Soul Aside, which is like a spiritual successor to like Devil May Cry. And so I'm stoked for that, because I've been waiting for that game ever since they announced it, when they had just that one dude making it by himself. So I'm definitely excited.
I actually played it during my time in PSX 2017. It was showcased then, and I played it.
Yeah.
It was damn good. Felt good.
Anybody else have any other gaming news that you heard of?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Spider-Man, even though it's stupid, but Spider-Man remaster will be cross save. We'll have cross saves.
Okay. Cool.
It's something that just confirmed it today on their tweet.
Okay.
So you can play Spider-Man. They can keep their save files from PS4 to PS5. So yeah, for them. I don't care anyway.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier, that people getting crazy about the new Spider-Man, but it's being made for PS4 and PS5. So what's the problem? That's what I'm saying. Why are you getting crazy? I mean, I heard people Good.
How about this? If I'm going to like get a new version of Spider-Man PS5 on Miles Morales with the Spider-Man remastered, I would like to start it all over again from the beginning on up. That's how I am.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's crazy? I did hear people get crazy. Like, where did Miles come from all of a sudden? What happened to Peter Parker? And I was like, did you guys see the end of the last one? Did you watch it? Did you play the game
They
to
play.
They
know
didn't
what
play the game.
happened? See, that's the thing. They don't play games. They're asking where he came from. If you played the game, you would know where Miles came from and what happened and how Peter Parker was teaching him and training him and doing all. You would notice. You know what would happen. I ain't gonna tell you the whole story. Go play the damn game and
Yeah.
learn something.
Right. Instead of just hating and just because it's on a platform that you hate, just go and play the doggone thing. I play it and don't play YouTube. That's what all I got to say about that. Because a lot of people they play YouTube instead of playing these doggone games.
Yep, that's a good phrase. Don't
I
play
heard somebody
YouTube,
say
play
that,
games.
that Miles Spider-Man should come all everywhere because Sony owns Spider-Man, but they don't own Miles Morales.
Actually, Spider-Man is on Marvel Universe, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy where people get crazy over things that make no sense. If you were actually following the series and playing it, you would know where certain characters come from and how they developed this character. You would know that. So evidently, you people are asking, and not only about Miles, but other characters. If you were asking where these characters came from, if you were playing the series as they were coming out, you would know where these characters were developed from. So evidently, you weren't supporting the other games. So you're like, oh, where did this one come from? There, play the games. You'll know.
Or read the comics.
Do something.
There you go. Or Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. There you go. Go get bit by a spider. You'll find out what happens.
Just
Spider
don't
from
die.
the lab.
Never sees their DLCs actually expands on Miles' story too.
Okay.
It's
Kenner. Go ahead.
No, it's just crazy. That's why sometimes I got to stay away from Twitter at times because these people just rake on my last nerve. They say some of the most retarded shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, like somebody said, Bloodborne was overrated.
Oh yeah,
because they can't have it.
No, maybe because they can't handle it.
Yeah, I can't handle it. Yeah,
but then. Let me just step in real quick about that Bloodborne real quick. I see a lot of people up there asking for Bloodborne, but at the same time they're not playing Neo, which is very much like a Souls game in the first place. I'm like, y'all keep crying about Bloodborne, and in my opinion, that Neo's gameplay is far superior. So if you're gonna be begging for that, you better at least be playing Neo and Neo 2. If you're not, then shut up.
That's the problem. People, that's another game. People don't play.
I need to go back to playing Neo 2.
Yeah, the fanboys will talk their shit, but they ain't playing no Neo. They probably couldn't get past the first part. Okay,
they'll get destroyed by the spider chick.
I've actually beat Neo 1 and was invited to the alpha demo port. That's the weird thing for Neo 2. I actually got invited to the alpha demo because I beat Neo 1.
Oh.
Yeah, if you can get invites to those if you're if they know you're playing the game, yeah.
I beat it, so
yeah, so that's probably why, because you got your experience and they know that you went from start to finish. You didn't start and then say, oh, forget it, I ain't playing no more. You didn't give up on the game. You played start to finish.
Yep.
Yeah.
That people don't realize developers look for shit like that.
Yep. Is Kenna? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is Kenna Bridge of Spirits on anybody's list? It's on my list again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's on my list.
Now, it got delayed to next year.
That's fine.
But I got my Game Informer the other day, and she's on the cover. But looking at the platform information, well, Kenna's one of those cross-gen games. So it's on PS4.
Guys, I'll be
PS5,
right back.
and PC. So it's on all three. And it's on the page inside this magazine that shows it by Ember Labs, who making the game. So just a heads up on that. And does anybody know what happened to Biomutant?
I have no clue. I had my eye on that game for a while, but
Yeah, because
when,
THQ Nordic, they're putting the game out. It's supposed to be released later on this year, but I think they're working on it to make it so they can release it on PS4 and PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series.
right, because that game was supposed to been come out, but right now my hype is kind of like it's dwindling, but I'm still low key keeping my eye on it. But you don't like we don't really have too much really recent really gameplay news or anything like that as far as last time I checked. So that's the reason why my hype is slowly dwindling. But I hope that they can re-spark my interest.
Okay. But then casuals move the market as far as publishers, developers, companies. They know that the hardcore starts it. Hardcore plays these games and systems and whatnot. Tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and they tell their cousin, and they tell their dog, so that everybody gets involved. That's how the casual keeps growing, and that comes from high school, college, the 20-somethings, the 30-somethings. That's your casual market.
Yeah, and then they listening to all these influencers that's being bought or being paid.
A lot of these chirping stuff. Yeah, a lot of the chirping you might see on Twitter or video or YouTube videos. Some of the individuals, they're just casual. They just want everybody to play everything. They want a happy day. You know what I mean?
Right. They want to play that kumbaya stuff. That's what they want to do when the whole hand starts singing, "We are the world. We are the children." I'm like, get out of here with that crap, man.
But this affects the fan base. For example, Sony fan base. I spoke about Horizon PC, but a lot of the PlayStation casuals, they were oh yes, play it on PC, send it everywhere. They were happy about that, and they pick and choose their battles. They get mad about something they shouldn't get mad about, but then something they should voice their opinion on, they say nothing.
That's what bothers me about. That's what I said was bothering me about the gaming community. They're like you said, they pick and choose what they want to be outraged about, and it's the wrong thing to be outraged about. And the things they should be outraged about, they're not. They got buttons on their lips. They or they got or they got like a straitjacket on now. They can't type. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden they can't type now and say what they got to say, or they can't do a video, or whatever. I mean, come on. As consumers, we have the right to voice our opinion. Just like I said,
they want to shut us up.
Yeah, but like I said in the last video I did, the last stream we did on Saturday, the last podcast, I said you could voice your opinion. You could just do it constructively. You don't have to call out people. You call people names. You don't have to threaten people. You don't have to do any of that. Which leads me, I'm going to get into the next topic, and then we can bring up anything else you guys want to bring up. Okay. Now I need to address a topic that I've been dying to talk about. And because I alluded to it, the fact during the last few minutes of my last rant, I'm gonna come out and say that I don't understand this gaming community. On one hand, the Xbox fanboys are the racist morons, kiss up to Phil Spencer, hide behind gimmicks, damage control for idiots in their community, and they don't ask for better. They can't deal with opinions without thinking there's some conspiracy against Xbox. They act like they're in bed with with these companies. They make videos, try to act gangster and all that shit, ignoring the fact that we're on the internet. So all that tough guy shit only works because they're at a safe distance. They threaten developers. They tell you shit like, "I didn't mean it. I did it for views." They don't play games. They duck out. They duck open challenges. Okay? You can't ask an Xbot to play you in a fighting game, let alone ask them to stream their games they're talking about. You can't. On the other hand, the PlayStation fanboys, are you listening, bots? Okay? And PlayStation fan, I call out both sides. All right. are slowly but surely I hate to say this, they're becoming just like their Xbox counterparts. They're becoming just like them.
But it's the casuals, though.
Nah, I'm talking about the bots, man. We got some bots over here too, but they're not bots. They're
I don't know of any. But go on.
they're out there. Trust me, they're out there. All right. They get mad when you criticize Sony for shit they actually did. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They get mad when you have an opinion. They tell you to calm down when you see bullshit. They definitely don't keep the same energy. And they waste time on Twitter. Go to Twitter, you'll find it. On Twitter, in Xbox and in Xbox podcast chats, worrying about lame-ass Xbox personalities. Like the PlayStation fanboys still haven't got a memo yet that these bots do stupid ass shit just for a reaction. Didn't you get the memo on that? It was sent out a long time ago. Okay. They say stupid shit so that you reply to their tweets and give it attention they actually don't get. Okay. They want you to act. They don't get attention. So they do it to get your attention so they can get attention. Because if PlayStation fanboys were smart, okay, they would shut down an Xbox fanboy easy. Easy. Here's the way you do it. Just ask them to play a game and see what happens. Just ask them to play a game with you. See what happens. Or ask them to play a game and see what happens. Ask them to stream a game. See what happens. Okay? Let me tell you something. I've had Xbox fanboys on my timeline ass hurt because I put up clips of their low quality, garbage ass Game Pass titles. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they got mad about it. But once I asked for their gamer score, they got quiet and they fucked off. They were gone. Ask for the gamer score. Oh, they're gone. They're gone. Okay, that's all you got to do. But here I am. I don't want to say this. Here I am in a precarious situation where if I kept it real about all this gaming shit, I get shit from both sides. Okay? I get shit from both sides if I keep it real. Xbox fanboys will randomly tweet me some stupid shit in response to facts. PlayStation fanboys will unfollow when I say boo about PlayStation or think that I'm overreacting. Okay? And that's not what bothers me, though. What bothers me is I want to work on putting more content up on this channel or for my brand. And I'm not willing to compromise the truth to please any of these emotional adults over a console. Okay? Never have, I never will. Okay? And why would I? Why would I? I don't give the support. I don't get the support that I deserve. Okay? I don't, or I want. Okay? So the circle is getting smaller and smaller. And honestly, I want nothing to do with the majority of this gaming community. I don't. It used to be fun, but now all I'm seeing are people arguing about what console is less trash next gen. I'll continue to say it. I haven't seen one next gen game that actually looks like a next gen experience. I haven't. Now, let's not get it twisted, okay? Because my preference is PlayStation. This gen was the last Xbox, okay, console for me. Because they're just talking about old ass games. I'll be honest. If Killer Instinct never came out, I would have never got the Xbox One. But that fighting game fan in me just had to waste the money on a paperweight. Okay, I did. Okay, you don't like what I say? Tough shit. It's my opinion. I just hate the fact that keeping it real in the gaming streets means less support. So starting not right now, because I'm on the podcast. Right after the podcast, okay, I will be unfollowing and unsubbing a lot of shit I follow before. The motto now is you give support, you get support. Bottom line, that's it. All right, I did my little rant. Anybody want to top up on that one?
Yeah, I would like to jump in on this.
Go ahead.
Anybody that follows me and then unfollow me because of what I say, because I'm true to who I am, do not follow me because I will block you. I don't need that type of support if you're going to unfollow me after that. Do not expect me to follow you if you're going to unfollow, especially if you're not cool with anybody that I'm cool with. Do not do that because that's an instant way of me blocking you. If you're not going to support me, don't support me. Don't just half step because you may like something I say right then and there in the moment. Do not follow me because of that. I don't need fake support. And that's all I got to say about that. I don't need no fake support. If you're going to rock with me, rock with me. If you don't, you don't. Don't follow me because you like what you heard.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. People do that. I see people say rude shit. I've actually seen people say rude shit to your wife.
Yeah, and I had to step in and everything like that and call them out. And then they want to act like tough guys. I say run that addy. When I tell them run that addy, they give me some fake addresses like some doggone restaurants, some nursing homes.
Because they're full of shit. They're full of shit. That's why. They're full of shit. That's why. And they can do it. It's a keyboard.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
why I tell them we're different. I'm cut from a different cloth. I came from I've seen a lot of stuff. I don't want to speak about it on here, but I seen a lot of stuff. I done things when I was young and everything like that. For them to sit up there and try to act tough and everything like that, it doesn't impress me. Actions do. I'm like, so don't sit up there and try to act all tough and everything like that and try to act hard in front of your crew or whatnot, or these pretentious gamers or whatnot in these streets and everything like that, because that would straight up get you mocked.
Mm-hmm. I have somebody that says when it comes to a fight, I have time to talk. I'm just gonna whoop your ass. There ain't no talking. Like when you get in my face, there ain't no talking. I ain't got no time. So don't even try. I'm just gonna whoop your ass. There ain't no time for talk. Once ass whooping time, it's ass whooping time. There ain't time to talk. You just whoop ass.
Facts.
That's the way it is. And people don't get that. And like I said, these are like these keyboard wizards that hide behind stuff and talk shit. It's wrong. You know, there's no reason to threaten people or threaten their family or do any of this dumb shit over somebody's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or they get upset because they get blocked, and then they have some animosity towards that person because like they never had interaction with them. Like there's no what's the word communicative relationship and everything like that. But they want to get upset and be tight about it, and then it be grown men coming at the females, calling them out their names and stuff and all that. That ain't cool.
Oh, I get called out my name a lot. Woo.
And it be grown men. I'm like, that's the reason why, like, when females get out of pocket on me and everything like that, I don't call them out their name. I pretty much shut them down with intellect. But I'm not about to sit up there and call somebody out their name because I don't want it done to my wife, my fiance. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's just crazy how people do this. I mean, I've had people because of my podcast be stupid and tell me to lighten it up. Racist stuff, because a lot of members that come on are black, so they told me to lighten it up.
Yeah, those people that you don't need, those people right there, they scum. They scum.
Yep. Listen, I can't help who my friends are. I can't help who my gamer buddies are. It is what it is. I deal with people that can understand where I'm coming from. We can agree to disagree without fighting, okay? And we have an understanding, and we feel the same way about, gaming. What does it matter who they are? As long as we're having fun, what does it matter? See, that's the shit that's got to stop. I mean, you weren't here the last podcast. Somebody was talking shit to me in there, like, you're white, so why don't you date white? First of all, it's a gaming podcast. Why are you bringing up shit like that?
Yeah.
Who's at your business?
Personals.
Who is your business? What I do in my private time? I'm talking about gaming. I'm talking about the gaming community. What does that have to do with anything? On some real shit. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. They just come and attack for no reason. I'm like I said, I've seen people, come at you, and I've seen them come at your wife and say shit about your wife. I've seen it.
Right, and I make sure I step in. I know she can hold her own, but as for me as being, somebody that's gonna be a protector and everything like that, make sure everything's good. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna step in and speak my piece and everything like that, and get down to business if need to be, because that's one thing you're not gonna do. You're not gonna disrespect my wife. You're not gonna disrespect another part of me. So that ain't gonna fly. That's a no-fly zone, because straight up from in New Orleans, if you were to pull some stuff like that where I'm from. Mm-hmm. Trust me, it would not be a happy ending. Yeah, especially I got clout out there too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just give me a sec. I was just reading something. Yeah, somebody was just saying that too many people on the internet on Twitter and on the internet are soft. They are soft.
Yep.
They soft as hell. They need to get some reptile skin. They need to get some skin. I mean, honestly, because I'm gonna tell you something. And you guys who've been rocking me a long time, you guys know that already. I had to get thick skin. If I didn't have thick skin, I would not still be on YouTube right now. I still wouldn't be doing podcasting. I mean, I'd be playing my games and maybe streaming, but I wouldn't do anything else. So I wouldn't be doing anything else because I got nasty. They threatened to kill my ass.
Oof.
I wish I would have been there too. I wish I would have been there. I wish I would have been there, because trust me, it would have never went down like that, because these soft dudes that sit behind their keyboards, they feel like they're entitled to say all these things with no repercussions. It don't work that way. They are too coddled. They're too coddled to sit up there and speak up with their chest like that, when they know they're not about that life. They need to keep it. They need to keep it to their own level, and not try to be something they're not. They need to stop doing that, because they're not cut from the same cloth to even fix their lips, or to even fix their fingers to type some bull crap like that. They say a whole bunch of stuff to get brownie points, to make it seem like they can get some likes. They need to stop that. They need to stop that trying to act cool and tough and saying all these things just to get people to for likes. They got to realize that if people talk tough, like example, like Facebook and everything like that, when people up there trying to act tough or whatnot, people will pull up on your spot right there, knock your block off. So they need to cut it out. If they're not about that action, they need to fall back and stay in their lane. That's the problem, that people not being checked for that. They never had a butt whipping. And I mean, what I mean by that is fist fight.
I know what you mean by a butt whooping. You ain't talking about your mom or your grandma telling you to go get a switch and whoop your ass. You're talking about a regular fight, like man to man, getting your ass whooping.
Right. So these people that talk like they never been punched in their face, not talking like they ready to get punched in their face. So they need to cut it out. Because if they're not ready to get punched in their face, do not speak that type of energy. I got
a question since you did that fist thing. It just came to my head, and I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Mike Tyson or Roy Jones?
Tyson, you saw how ferocious he was.
Yes,
the speed and the explosive for him being 50.
I'm telling you, once he shaved and dropped a little of those pounds.
Yeah,
he looked like he was 10 to 15 years younger.
Exactly. And then he had that soft voice. Back.
All right. Before we continue, we do have somebody else that showed up. He's a little late, but that's okay because I know his job is crazy. Matador, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I just want to see. Have you been listening? You've been listening, right?
Yeah, so I'm in at home moving some stuff because I'm going on a trip this week. But yeah, I'm in here back and forth. But I didn't hear everything. I know that I think you was talking about problems in Twitter, people trying to be tough and all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, not everything I heard, But that's the last thing I also heard you guys talking about.
Yeah, basically also talking about fanboys on both sides that need to have the same energy, and like get on Sony's ass or Microsoft's ass or whatever. We know bots over there aren't going to do it, but
Yeah.
the Sony fanboys need to do that. And I was also talking recently about how the the Sony people, the Sony fanboys are starting to act just like the Xbox people, Xbots, which is scary.
Well, like when it comes to what, like why that they
Oh, just
doing? It's kind of
attacking,
like the
like
box.
attacking people for their opinion, like not calling Sony out.
Yeah.
And if you call Sony out for what they're doing wrong, they get mad at you. They
Yeah.
unfollow you. They do all this crazy shit.
No, yeah, and I do agree. Look, when it comes to that, like keep the sanity always. It can be both ways. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people can say, "Oh, look how Microsoft when it comes to all this next gen stuff, right?" And look how they're saying, "Oh, we having 4,000, 3,000 games at launch, backwards compat." And now some people are coming out and say, "Oh, this 500 as of right now available." So I'm like, hold up, y'all were crying Sony for the same thing, not having that much available. And Microsoft, we hearing that they don't have that much. Like the number that they said was going, the number that was said was going to be like 3,000 available. And that's not that, right? They're going to key out in later on. That's what they said. So if we're going to get mad at Sony, if we want to go crazy about Sony, like World War II, why we cannot do the same with Xbox? Like, they lied about 100,000 of games backwards compat, they said. And that's not, people say it was like 500 plus. So that's the type of stuff that you gotta be on and say, look, they both do it. Yeah, so yeah, Sony, yeah, you want to go hard on Sony, you also gotta go hard on Microsoft because they said this, and now we're hearing something else.
Yeah, we were
People,
also. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I just let you know because you were talking about backwards compat. We were also talking about that. How instead of people talking about new games for next generation, all they're talking about is backwards compatibility and ray tracing.
oh yeah. Oh no, look, Princess, listen. When it comes to that, I mean, and look, like I said, I'm not talking Xbox. I'm just being honest here, okay? Microsoft, once again, they're doing the same thing they did with the Xbox One X. Remember, they were just saying the best multiplats enhanced game for the 360, saying like, "Oh, look how Gears 3 looks on the Xbox One X," and all that. I remember all this, right? They're doing the same thing with the Series X, bro. Game Pass, like, I mean, of course, Game Pass was not that big back when the Xbox One X came, but no, like they pushing Game Pass and at enhanced games. That's what they doing for the Series X, and that's what. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like how? I mean, I know, yeah, Halo was supposed to come, but it didn't because it was looking horrible. Which I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. It was going to get that game delayed. Like it needed to be delayed. Like it needed to. But now Microsoft don't have a first party game on launch. They got some little indie. I mean, which I don't say indie is bad, but like you need some big titles.
Yeah,
Especially coming in a new generation.
and
And
just like in the past, Xbox been lying. They've been lying. They've been lying through their teeth, and they're still doing it. Oh, we also talked about how the fanboys on the Xbox side was so crazy about Bethesda being bought, but yet they didn't support any games prior to this.
Yeah.
And they're talking about exclusives now, which they said they don't, exclusives don't matter, but now they're talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, remember that's anti-consumer. Like why Xbox need to hold games and not spread it on PC? Because I mean the games on PC. I'm like, oh no, that is fine. That is fine. Nobody wanna do it. They don't want to do like Sony's doing. keeping games away from gamers, and that's the bad thing to do, right? And about Bethesda, they didn't care about these games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons Bethesda, you know, that they made the deal with Xbox, because their games were not selling. I mean, most of it was pretty much coming from the PlayStation side, you know, but they didn't care about those games. They didn't care about these games. Rage 2,
Nope.
Dishonor, Wolfenstein, what's the name? Evil Within. Those games, they didn't give a damn. And I mean, and look, I played Wolfenstein 1, Evil Within 1, and I played some Rage. Those games, they decent. They're not like big titles, so you know they're gonna blow me away. No, they were decent games that, you know. And if did I get mad they get bought them? No. I mean, like I said, I didn't care that much for those games. You know what I mean? I mean, they make a sequel or whatever, they make it good or whatever. Fine. I mean, make an improvement. I see it's fire, but it's crazy. Now those guys send you the script. Like, oh no, we care about exclusives now. You know what I mean? And like, you know, now they're hyping all these games from Bethesda. They didn't care about them, man. I remember some of these guys calling those games trash.
Yep.
And now you're saying they're good because Microsoft bought them. And this is what I'm saying. Doing these guys, they were doing the non-profit work.
Yep.
The non-profit work. It's just embarrassing. Embarrassing.
And we're talking about grown-ass men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I mean, I don't want to drop names, man. It's just embarrassing, man. Like I say, that's why you see some of this Xbox XX, like Larry Herb and those guys, which it's just blowing my mind, Princess. I mean, I would not be surprised one day I see Phil Spencer in one of those, you know, podcasts, you know what I mean? The RTX. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised I see Phil Fish in one of those podcasts, because it's just crazy. You know what I mean? And I just don't get it. And look, like I said, Microsoft, instead of y'all, I mean, yeah, the Bethesda deal, great. I mean, Microsoft, that's great, right? Whatever, right? Not a bad thing. Microsoft, that's a W for them. You know what I mean? Hopefully they can use them good and make some good game for them. We'll see.
Yeah.
I want to hold my breath.
But the thing is is anybody going to support them?
Oh, that's Game Pass.
You know,
Game Pass. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not.
I guess they don't have to support them. There you go. Yeah, I forgot. Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. Look, Microsoft. Let me tell you something. They want to pretty much be the Game Pass is pretty much Microsoft's golden ticket. They want to put. Look, Phil Spencer said, look, even that Apple denied us, to put Game Pass on their app as in the iPhones. Mm-hmm. He still want to work with it. He still want to know, even though we didn't agree with it, I was still committed to bring it. Like that, look, he's committed to do it because that's a large fan base on Apple iPhones, right? Which you cannot deny that. He wants all that money, all that subscription. That's what they want. They don't care about you buying the game. Like people saying, "Oh, you can try Game Pass, right? Mm-hmm. And you can try it out, and then you buy the game." Like, hell, look, if I'm playing the game already and I beat it, why am I going to buy it? Like, exactly. I don't get it. Like, if I already beat it when Game Pass, why am I going to buy it? I'm good. So that's what people want to. They want to bring that stigma to about Game Pass. Like, no. If you really want to support the dad, so you will go out there and spend you $60. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You will go and support the dad. So like that's what I'm saying. Microsoft, they want to look, you guys, it's okay. Whatever we take a hit, it's fine. We put it on Game Pass. Y'all don't have to. I mean, some of these devs, they don't have to worry about it, Princess. Especially the Bethesda and the first parties like Ninja Theory. They don't have to go too hard. And if let's say the game don't do that well, it was not well received, it's fine. It was on Game Pass. It's good. We got you. whatever, you know what I mean? And Microsoft still will pay those devs. They will pay the devs. That's part of being a parts party. And that's what Microsoft is there for. You know what I mean? They're just going to pay the devs to do whatever they got to do. Even if the game's not received well, they'll keep it going.
Yeah, but
And
you
that's why
notice,
Ninja Theory, some of the studios, that's why they joined Microsoft, because, you know what I mean? They were like
but
financial problems and stuff.
do you notice that Microsoft only um buys studios lately that are floundering, like
Oh,
drowning?
yeah,
They're
like
drowning.
Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory, I mean, you could, they said, oh, we want to stay independent, right?
Mhm.
But they they even said it. I remember in an interview, I think it was on E3, they even said it, that look, it's hard, you know, for like the insurance to pay these devs, all this, and then the products that they, all the stuff they need, you know what I mean, for to great games. Like they needed some of that stuff. And that's why
Yeah.
I said, look, we joined Microsoft because we were missing, especially paying insurance to the employees. Also, we need some equipment and all that. That's what they even said it. I remember in an interview. And like I said, even Bethesda came and look, we were not doing good. Fallout 76, that shit was garbage. That
Yeah.
shit was bad received. Like I said, even within Wolfenstein, um, the Race 2, those games were pretty much solid games, but they didn't sell millions. They didn't. You know what I mean? They, like I said, that's why Bethesda said, hey, we financial, this games that we put this generation, they didn't sell that good. They
Yeah.
didn't. Only Doom Eternal, the latest one that came out, that's pretty much pretty dang good. Pretty good. I mean, I don't know how many millions it sold, but I said it sold very well. But that's like pretty much the only game they put. Even Dishonor in those games, you know, they didn't sell millions. Even though it's multi-platform, Princess. It's in a freaking three consoles, PC, PS4, and Xbox. It didn't send the place on fire. It didn't.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I said, it's very embarrassing. Like I said, that Microsoft is launching this console and no first party bangers. And shout out to Kids Move. I saw what this Kids Move was doing, putting like all large Xbox Series X launch games, putting Gears Tactics, some other multi-plats little things. And I'm like, Smooth, no, bro,
You know,
no,
yeah, listen,
no.
it's Smooth's a cool guy. I mean, he's a
He
nice guy.
is.
He is. But, like you said on the last podcast, you feel bad for him because he does all this stuff for Xbox and they don't even say, well, here's Game Pass for you for a month, or here's 2 months or a year or 6 months, or here's a game for you, or here's one of our headsets, or here's one of our controllers. He don't get nothing.
He don't get nothing, man. Like some of these people on Twitter, right? They be getting all this xCloud packages and stuff, right? You know, with Game Pass, freaking the new Galaxy Note 20, you know, like they be giving that for that care package. And I'm like, damn, man, like look at, I'm like, damn, Kids Move, you doing all this for the Xbox? Look at this, guys. They don't even do that much. And look what they're getting, right? It's crazy, man.
It is.
Yeah, a lot of
I got-
flip-floppers. They're not real gamers, Princess. And the thing
They're
is,
not.
they're not real gamers, bro. They be doing all this non-profit work. They be
Yep.
doing their non-profit work. And that's what I'll be freaking like, yo, at least Kids Move, I will say this. He plays some games. At these streams and stuff, I will give him that. I will give him that. He plays his games.
And he takes challenges, unlike most of the
Yeah, he made
out there.
challenges. Yeah, the Bloodborne, that shit was just, oh man, that shit was the best thing ever, man. That Bloodborne stream, that really had me rolling each night that he was streaming that. I was just rolling in the floor, Princess. Like in the comment in the chat, everybody, it was just it was a. Oh my goodness! It was. Thank you, Kid Smooth, for that stream. That shit was
First of all,
legendary.
I got to do this. First of all, we got a jackass like last time. Ain't nobody insulting Kid Smooth. And I would talk to
Oh
I've
my
been on Kid Smooth's
god!
podcast before. I had no problem with Smooth, and he knows that. I ain't insulting him. Just because you're his fan, I don't give a goddamn. I will talk to Smooth myself, and so will Matador, because he's actually talked to Smooth in his chat and told him some of the same stuff. They get along. Me and Smooth get along. I have no problem with Smooth. We're saying he's getting screwed, dumbass. Listen, open your ears. Get a Q-tip, get the wax out or something. Must be growing carrots or some shit in there you can't even fucking hear. Damn. Ain't nobody insulting Kid Smooth. Y'all came here Saturday and said the same shit. Ain't nobody insulting Smooth. We like Smooth. We don't like the fact that he gets screwed. We're saying he's one of the best bots out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he plays games, unlike you as a fanboy, probably ain't playing no games. So shut up. You want to play a game? You want me to whoop your ass in the game? Bring it. Bring it. Because I ain't afraid of you bots. Whoop your ass every time. Oh, wait a minute.
Man.
I can get you to fuck off. Show me your gamer score.
Well,
What's the gamer score? You ain't got one. What is it? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You got 150. Oh, okay.
Hey, yo.
Very good. Very good.
He been putting that co-Ishwood. He been putting that co-Ishwood. I did be talking all this. And people were asking, yo, where's your gamer score, man? Like, why you got your gamer score hidden? I think when you go to his profile on Xbox, I think he got his gamer score hidden. I'm like, damn, that's a little spooky.
Listen, I haven't, I even took over 2 years off of Xbox. All right, no word of a lie. Didn't even play anything game wise on Xbox for almost 2 years, and these motherfuckers still can't catch me.
Oh, damn.
Right? And just playing a few games that I did play, to finish up the games that I was playing or whatever, in less than, combined time, less than 3 months, I got another over 10 or 15,000. Come on.
Damn.
All you got to do is play the games. It's that easy. Play your games and it'll come. So evidently you're not playing games. And I don't even know what the achievements are. I just play and they just pop up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Princess. And there was a certain guy,
Oh, and I'm going to say something. I want to say one thing before I forget. Hold that thought. As much as I like Kid Smooth, he ducked me in KI. He ducked me in KI. And I've been on his podcast, so whatever this guy's talking about. But why don't you talk to Smooth about playing the princess in KI? All right, well, you want to talk. Tell him to talk to the princess and play her in KI.
I made him shut up because he up there telling me I can't make him shut up. So he's been timed out for about the 300 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I thought I couldn't make him shut up. I was like, okay.
Oh man.
Let's take care of that shit.
Yeah, go. He act like I had no power. I'm like, you better sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
He's like, let's go. He like I ain't got no power. Time out.
No, Princess. And I will say this, right? There's some guys in the community I was seeing, right? They were talking all this talk about Xbox. They were preaching Game Pass this, Game Pass that, Game Pass this, Game Pass that. And I'll go to see the gamer score. There's a certain one. Like I said, I don't want to say his name because, I'm not that guy to bring names and tell me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But there's a certain one I saw, remember, he was on a podcast. He was talking all this shit. Yeah, was the OG Xbox owner, blah, blah, blah. He was a ultimate Xbox guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Preaching that Game Pass and all this, right? I go to somebody, Jabari. He put his gamer score, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? You're talking about all this Game Pass stuff, OG Xbox, you are the OG Xbox owner, you have to be in for the beginning, whatever. And You look
I
at your
know who
gamer
you're
score,
talking
bro.
about. I know who you're talking about. Because I think that's the same jackass, if I'm right, that also told me, he put my name in that shit. You can't come home.
Oh my god.
You can't come home. Like they're gatekeepers. First of all, ain't no piece of plastic my home. I got a home. That may be yours because you live in a cardboard box and that's your home. It keeps you warm. You steal somebody's electric to get the heat from it so you can warm up outside. Ooh, it's cold. Ooh, oh, I got my Xbox. Ooh, yeah, it's going to keep me warm. Yeah, now, all right, I got a home, okay? I'm in my home. Ain't no PlayStation or no Xbox, my home. So that right there sounds stupid. But you telling me he put my name in. He put my name in. He said, I can't come home. Next gen can't come home. Then he put me in with crap gamer. God damn. Come on now.
I
And a
don't
few
know.
other people. I think it's the same person. He won trying that game. Your ass spends so much time on YouTube, you ain't playing games. And then another thing this motherfucker did. And I'm not saying his name, okay? But for you who know who he is, maybe this will also get you know who he is. He like, oh, you're not you gotta be a patriot. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, right? Buy American, think American, do this American, right? Meanwhile, he's talking about a piece of plastic that isn't made here in America, so it's not American, which is the Xbox. Okay. And two, you're talking about I had to have my European films interrupted, my favorite European films interrupted, so I could do this podcast or whatever he was doing. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just said everything should be American. Why are you watching British films and said they're your favorite? Whoa, wait a minute. Who's not the patriot here? You're not watching American films, are you? No, you're watching British films and enjoying them. We got a problem here. Houston, we got a problem.
I bet you ain't had no problem watching The Grudge.
I'm telling these motherfuckers, you can't come home. What are they, gatekeepers?
Yeah.
First of all, and how is Xbox a home? It's a piece of plastic.
Yeah, I don't know, Princess. This is why I be looking this guy, some of the other guys. I think you guys taking this shit, this console games thing, like very too serious. Like y'all think this is like your woman, like a living thing. Like
Right.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guys, man. Like,
Evidently,
I don't know.
well, to them,
They need to go. Yeah,
well,
they need to get their head checked or something.
listen,
Man.
it maybe it is their woman. I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. Even though, like, where you put the plugs in, it's so small. Maybe they're so small that's all they can use as a woman.
Yeah, I used toothpicks to pick it up.
Yeah, tweezers.
But I remember they was up there asking, what the back of the PS5 look like. I'm like, for what? I'm like, that made no doggone sense. You remember that on Twitter when it was up there showed up what it was going to look like, and it was like, I wonder what it looked like from the back. I'm like, oh, who says that? I'm like, what? You gonna screw the thing? I'm like, why?
What does the PlayStation look like from behind?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm like, because they said that's a big mofo. I'm like, I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you something.
That's weird.
It is, but I'm gonna tell you something. I saw that PlayStation. That thing look ugly. I'm sorry. I think that shit look ugly. The way they design the outside of that box, like whatever. See, if you notice, they must know people are doing that to the boxes because you notice they put some curves on it.
Exactly.
There you go.
They put some curves on that bitch.
Oh yeah, got the hourglass figure.
Yeah. Sorry.
That Coke bottle body.
I got a serious question for you guys. Honestly, let's get back at it. Sorry. What will you guys do, gaming wise, if PlayStation goes the route Xbox is doing right now? I already said earlier, I'm done.
Strictly PC.
Okay, I'm Matador.
Well, I got backlog
Yes,
to cover
princess.
mine.
Sorry.
I got
Yeah,
backlog.
I got backlog too, but after that, strictly PC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Finish your backlog and you're done. Okay. You said that cyber finish your backlog. Okay. What would you do on Matador if PlayStation went the route of Xbox?
Put in the games they want on PC and stuff.
Everything like Game Pass, um, uh, just strictly doing what Xbox is doing right now, which is why people don't want to be there. What would
Oh,
you do?
okay. Oh, well, if Sony put it, let's say they put it against they don't they want on PC and all this stuff, everything. I mean, everything. Let's say on PS Now, let's say put it on their subscription and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't date and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I might have to make that switch. I might because like I've been seeing like I don't how that let's say a multiplayer game, right? That's like
Mm-hmm.
a Killzone, whatever multiplayer game Sony drops. They gonna put them on PC. They don't pay for online, right?
Exactly.
So why is that? I have to pay $60 on every year to play, but those guys they don't have to pay, and that's when I'll keep the same thing with Xbox. Like look how these PC guys playing Gears that in the best form and better performance and everything, and free party chat and everything, right? And the Xbox they have to pay for that. I will keep the same thing with Sony. Sony will go that route because like yo, don't treat me like second. Like don't like you need to focus on us, the hardcore, the ones that we go out there day one, buy your consoles, buy your couple of controllers, the games, paying your subscription every year. That's the people you gotta focus on. Don't put others PC guys. They don't even care about some not even your games or your console. They don't care about that. They just want to play. I'm a PC head. I just want to play your game in the best performance. If it's not 60 frames, I don't want to play at all. That's what those guys are. And those guys, they come second. They would be last. Us, we are the big fish. They need to focus on us. Don't worry about these guys. They don't gonna be. They don't. They're not gonna be the ones going by your console because Sony. They're still even though they don't make that much money on the consoles, but they still wants to buy their console because of services. If PlayStation Now, that's pretty much big Sony money maker. Besides the money they make for the games.
Mm-hmm.
PS Plus is pretty much Sony money maker. That's the same with Xbox. I was laughing. People think, oh, Sony and Microsoft's going to drop the paywall for the free to play games. And where what happened? Microsoft like, nope, we're not going to do that. I'm just rolling on the floor. I'm like, Microsoft ain't going to drop that. You crazy. Microsoft's not going to take that down. They make most of their money. It came from that service. Now Game Pass is Xbox Live. That's pretty much where they make their most money. And
One thing Ness said earlier that Sony needs to understand, and I'm gonna quote you, Ness. Okay,
Go right ahead.
you said we can make you or break you. So listen
okay,
to us. Basically, listen to the consumer. We can make you or break you. We made you. We can break you.
oh yeah,
So
oh yeah,
Sony needs to understand it. They went through a hard time back during like the PS3 time. They
oh
went
yeah.
through bullshit. Remember, they had to sell off shit and everything
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and do all this crazy. We can make you or break you. All right. So listen to the consumer. We don't hate you. We're telling you this because we love you as a company. Continue doing what you're doing. Don't go Microsoft route.
Yeah,
And I'm going to
yeah.
say one thing to all these fanboys out there. I ain't talking about Xbox fanboys right now because I can give a shit about them. They already fucked up Xbox. Um,
Yep.
I'm talking about you guys over here on the PlayStation side. you Twitter crazy fools and all this other shit. You guys don't get on board and just tell Sony what you want. Do it constructively. Do it in the right manner. But don't settle for less. Keep on their ass and we'll continue getting quality stuff. You lax and give them passes, they're going to lax and give you shit. All right? A big heaping pile of hot shit is what you're going to get.
Some
You know
leprechaun
that dog's
duty.
outside, he takes his shit and he melts the snow?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get.
Damn.
Give it that leprechaun duty.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun 3 when he pooped and gave him that magician poop in his hand.
But you get what I'm saying. We can't lax. So stop being like the bots. You're better than that. You're better than that. Don't be like the bots. We got something good going on over here. Don't mess it up. We got a company that right now is saying some shady shit, which I'm questioning right now, but overall it's a good company. We need to give them feedback, constructive feedback, and say, we don't want you to go that way. We'll leave. We're done. We all need to do that. We're not hating. You all think we're hating on Sony, but you can't be on your Sheeta's dick like that, like they're on Phil's dick. Stop. Don't do that. Tell them the truth. Tell them how you feel. With his dick out your mouth, all right? Be honest.
Damn.
Be honest. No, because you know those bots, they got Phil's dick in his mouth. You know that. But
They're jacking them like shake weights.
yep.
Damn.
But you get what I'm saying. Listen, I keep it real. Okay, I do. Y'all know that. I keep it real and I say what just floats out. All right.
That's all you can be.
And see, that's the other problem with this community. People, like I said before, some people going to get until they show support, you ain't getting support. And that's going to be it from now on. You want support, you give support. That's it. But the problem is in these gaming streets is that they don't like people who keep it 100 with them. They don't like it. Why? I don't know. Wouldn't you want somebody to keep it real with you all the time? Why would you want some fake ass motherfucker around you?
I think the reason why, because they feel like the people that's being honest, they feel like they're being problematic, and and I think with them, they feel like they don't want to be attached to controversy. But I mean, you gotta be truthful. You gotta be true to who you are. And if they can't accept that, then they need to get off the internet. Truth be told, because that's just weakness and softness. I'm like, you gotta respect it. I'm like, you don't have to agree with everything they may say, but at least respect it.
Exactly. But see, that's what I'm saying. They don't have respect. Okay? They're worried about all this dumb shit when what's going on in the world right now? All the marches, all the protests. You don't hear one of them talk about any of that shit. I have.
Or if they do, they throw it into some console wars, with the whole neat thing and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
These dog. That's one thing I can't stand about the dog Xbox fan base that I see is when they use that doggone meme with the knee on the neck. That burns me up. That burns me up because there ain't no way that should not go that far as having gaming banter. That should not. And when they do that, they come to me.
That's something is something that YouTube or wherever they got it, Twitter, whatever, should block them and take it down.
That's when they go too far with that console war stuff. When they do stuff like that, that's too far.
It is. But see, that's what I'm saying. You're threatening people's lives over a piece of plastic instead of using your YouTube time for something positive. Why?
It ain't gonna get them likes. It ain't gonna get them people to retweet. It's not gonna garner attention. That's the reason why they do it.
I've done stuff that I didn't expect to get a retweet and got lots of retweets. Put your heart. If you have a heart, just let your heart show.
Right.
Be real. And then you'll have real people around you. And that's to those people who say why I got certain people on my panel all the time. Because we all keep it real. Real people stick with real people. We don't deal with fake ass bitches as you all are on YouTube. We don't deal with that fake ass shit. Well, I'm your friend 1 minute, but you're an asshole the next, and I'm not gonna talk to you. No, we don't do that shit. We're not in kindergarten. We keep it real. And like I said earlier, we agree to disagree. We don't have a problem. If one of us don't agree with the other one, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. We just explain why we feel that way. And I'll be like, okay, that's a good answer. And they'll ask me, and they'll be like, oh, all right, whatever. Next subject.
Exactly. That's how it should be. They make it too doggone hard. They make it seem like that you have to agree with them to still, contribute with them.
Like I even told people, if I don't want anybody that comes on my podcast to always agree with everything I say, I want you to have your own opinion. And if you disagree with something I say, tell me. I ain't got no problem. Listen, I ain't no little bitch. I ain't gonna sit here and cry.
Right.
It's your opinion. Okay? But you grown ass man, if somebody don't agree with you, you cry like a little fucking bitch. You cry like a bitch. It's just like, no offense, I know you guys are dudes, but there are some guys out there can't even get a sniffle. They whine like a little fucking bitch. I can't breathe. Oh, I got a cold. Oh, I can't get out of bed. Do that shit.
Oh,
And it's fucking it drives me nuts because I'm like, this is a dude, and you hear him whining. I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. I need to lay down. I don't feel so good.
Or
Get your ass up, bitch.
Or they'll be like, they keep talking about me. They keep talking about my piece of plastic. I'm going to step away from Twitter for a while. Like, grow up. I'm like, you got nuts or you got ovaries, my dude.
Listen, I got ovaries, but I don't even do that. But no, then you got some of them who'll be like, oh, they're saying stuff. I know they're talking about me. They're just not saying but I know they're talking about me. All these subliminal messages, they're talking about me. I've heard that so many times. Wait a minute. Maybe they're just making a broad statement. You know what? That I guess the shoe fits, so wear it.
Or high heels.
Or high heels. Yeah, some of them got high heels on too. I'm sure they do.
They're bit bogan in the mirror and stuff.
But you guys get what I'm saying. This community has gone to a hell in a handbasket. Yeah. It really has. And now we got, the PlayStation fanboys used to be funny. Now they're getting they get too much like the bots, man. They are. And it's scary. They're acting like the bots now. I was saying nothing about PlayStation. What's wrong with you?
Or they don't want to catch flack when you speak about certain things that isn't cool, that you don't find cool with Sony. They up there trying to please everybody. They'll do that instead of sticking up and wanting better. Like I'll say exclusives. When we up there, we voice our opinions about exclusives from PlayStation going to PC. They up there being like, oh well, I think more people should play it. I'm like, if that was the case, then they would have bought a PlayStation. To me, the anti console, and to me that's anti gaming. Because I'm like, it shouldn't matter if it's 30 60 frames per second. I'm like, if a good game can be 30 frames, a bad game can be 60 frames, but it's still a bad game. That's what they're not understanding. Exactly. So you can't sit up there and always say, oh, 60 frames is better. Of course, yeah, it's objectively better. So it's 144, 120. But that won't make
a crappy game better. What if the game
exactly.
sucks? Then 60 frame don't mean shit.
Exactly, and that's what they always want to stick on their high horse. And I get real petty with these PC dudes. I tell them, I ask them, I say, you got a 2080 Ti? I'm like, what you play your game at then? If that's the case, then if you want to play Big Bank, play take Little Bank, what you got? And then they have to say,
Oh,
"Oh, I got to tweak my settings and all this, that, and the third, so that I can get on 60 frames and everything like that." I'm like, they don't talk to me about on wanting the game to be prettier, this, that, and the third, or whatnot. If you cannot top my setting and stuff and all of that, do not converse with me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people don't understand. You know what? I hate to say it, but when you got a fanboy or a bot, they don't know what a good game is. You know why? Because they don't play games. And the fanboys do the same thing that the bots do. They hide the scores. Why? So what? You know, be real.
Right. If they only play like 1 or 2 games a year or something like that, be honest about it. Just say you're a casual. Ain't nothing wrong with you casually playing games.
You're still
Yeah.
supporting the gaming community.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Nothing wrong
how.
with that.
But that's what I'm saying. These people don't get it. They don't.
No, one thing is that, like I said, if you don't play like that, you're like casual. Don't be coming on a podcast talking all this big talk about Game Pass is a great deal, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, you got Game Pass, but you're not freaking using it. Like you freaking
I'll be right back, guys.
with Game Pass, and you're not even using the damn thing. So like, just calm the fuck down. Stop. Like, I know you're doing that Game Pass marketing, the not profit work. So, but you're gonna end up taking an L, man. You're taking all this Game Pass, but you're using the service, man.
Right.
Just relax.
They play like 30 minutes and then they'll call it a day.
Call it a day, man. Like, just sit back, relax. Y'all casual, but don't be hopping all this Game Pass and you're not even fucking playing them damn games. Because you're taking all the best thing to slice of bread, right? But you're not even freaking using it. So relax, just shut up and just play whatever you can. But don't be trying like hyping up and you're like a big hardcore gamer and all this and you don't play nothing. You gamer score, it said otherwise. Just looking embarrassing, man.
And I bet I got a higher gamer score than most of these Xbox bots anyway. And I haven't played on I haven't had a Xbox console since the 360. I got what my user score is a 9,000. I bet you it's higher than most of these Xbox that be up there claiming that they play these games.
My shit is what, like maybe 24K. That's including the Xbox 360 because I got a 360 old late last generation. Like playing Helmet to Gears and some other games. The PS3 was my main console. And the thing is, this generation, I made a new account for my PS4. I started a new account because my other one got corrupted. Something happened to my other account. They tell me I gotta make a new one, which I was mad. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll do a new account, and I didn't care. I mean, I lost a lot of trophies and games that I had on my PS3. But it's whatever. It's fine. I can make it back. What I left off, and I think I'm literally almost getting there. I'm like level 16. Yeah, I left in a level 17 when my account got disrupted. So, like I said, just be honest, man. Like I said, you're casual, you don't play games like that. Fine, nothing wrong with that. But don't be coming on like crazy and like trying hyping on Game Pass and all this craziness.
Jumping in these console wars when they're not playing these doggone games.
Hey, well, first of all, I'm back, by the way. First of all, I had to stay back for a second because I got up and I stubbed my little toe and it hurt. Yeah. But first of all, if you're just a casual, you shouldn't be talking about all these games that you're not playing. And that's what they do. Right. They talk about that. And I was listening to you on Matador, how you lost your score. I actually changed gamer tags, which that's something Sony needs to fix. If you're going to change your name or do whatever, you can carry over your trophies. You can't do that because if I carried over my trophies, I would probably be up to almost over 50 by now.
Yeah. Like me. I mean, now you can. Now finally. You can change your name now. Finally, you can. And,
well, then you know what they should do? They should go back and look at my old shit and transfer it over.
Oh, I wish I can get mine too. That would be nice, man. But my shit just said, "Oh, you thank God, like they canceled it. Like they couldn't bring my account back. I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think some people tried reporting me, and they kind of like screwed my account pretty much. Which I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what did I do?
That's what I'm saying.
And
What do you do to somebody even take your
yeah,
account away
man.
from you or
Oh,
flag you? You
Yeah,
don't do anything. I mean, you'll put somebody in their place, but you do it in a constructive way. You ain't nasty. You ain't cussing at people. You ain't doing none of that. You do it in
yeah.
a constructive way. So for
Yeah.
anybody to flag anything you do is stupid because you're not like that.
Nah,
Now, me,
man.
I could see because I would cuss somebody out. So I can see them do that to me, but I try not to. But sometimes people just get on your skin. You just let loose. Like
Yeah,
Ness said, sometimes you just need to punch him in the face. Bam.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard him do that before. He was hitting his fist before. I was like, dang.
yeah, because people they talk like they want to get punched in the face, but don't want to get punched in their face. So if they not about getting punched in the face, then they need to settle down, humble themselves, and keep it civil. Because if they're not going to match the energy outside of the internet, then don't bring it.
But see,
yeah.
that's the thing. People don't. They don't have. I guarantee in real life, these people that act a gangster,
Mhm.
I don't care how big they are and they put their face up there, whatever, they're bitches
Oh yeah, no doubt.
in more ways than one. They're
True.
bitches in more ways than one. Okay? They ain't pitchers, they're receivers.
They not a tight end, they're a wide receiver.
Ouch.
I forgot about that one. But you get what I'm saying? This
Give
needs
them
to
an
stop.
audible.
Stop. I can't breathe. Stop. Audible my ass. Oh, wait a minute. I should have said that.
They be up there taking them knees.
Sup,
No.
brown sugar? Sup, brown sugar? Rome, welcome back.
What was that?
Oh, hey, my queen. I'm glad you can make it.
Queen's in the chat.
Hey, what's up? No, seriously. You guys just got me with that shit. Taking a knee and shit. On their knees. Oh shit. Oh God. But seriously, I mean, we people don't realize that in the chat we do this for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We do it for the love of gaming, but we're also trying to educate you as well at the same time. We're not here. Yeah, we laugh and we joke and we say stuff. Yeah, but there's a message behind everything we say and we do. It may not be the way you want the message to be said, but
But it's there.
it's there. Receive the message. Don't worry about nothing else. Receive the message. Sometimes we do it in a comedic way so that you get it. So you laugh about it and then you're like, oh shit, I
Right?
just
Be
got
like,
that.
don't be a menace. Message.
Exactly. But we make you laugh, but we're also giving you a message at the same time. So you can enjoy yourself and receive a message at the same time. And I don't care what any weirdo that comes in this chat says. You all know that we're right and we give good messages. The problem is, you guys take those messages and throw them in the trash because you're trash.
Or
You
they
know,
take it to heart.
which is still being trash because even if you're taking it to heart, then there must be something wrong with you to take it to heart.
Facts.
As the old saying goes, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If it doesn't
Or here's
apply, let
one
it
of my
fly.
favorites.
What's up? What's
Med-
out?
medicine ain't good, but I'm like, you don't like the taste of medicine, but it's good for you.
Mm-hmm. Also, you know, when I tell people, here's another one. When I tell people to speak when you have criticism, do it in a constructive way. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Just do it constructively. But in these gaming streets, stop trying to be gangster on YouTube. You look like jackasses. You look like complete. I'm talking about grown ass men, okay? And I saw some of them, and your asses are grown, like over 50 grown, acting like gangsters on there, or pimps, or something stupid.
Nah, they gangster-licious.
You're stupid. You're crazy, Nest. You're crazy. But you get what I'm saying. Stop acting like that over a piece of plastic. Just if you enjoy Xbox, then enjoy it. I have no problem with that. Then enjoy it. Enjoy your gaming experience on there if that's what pleases you. If you're a PlayStation fan, enjoy your experience. But don't fight over a piece of plastic, and stop being corporate slaves on both sides. Stop it. You look like idiots. You look like idiots. You honestly do. And with that being said, does anybody have anything they want to bring up before we get up out of here?
I would say I hope to God tomorrow, because they're supposed to have that China Hero projects.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic.
I hope lost sort of side. I hope that game is there. Finally, give us a freaking release date, because this game has been in development for too much. I mean, I think 2018. That's what we saw a demo in PlayStation Experience. I remember. I think
like
Persona. Shout out to Persona. I think he went over there and he played it. And so I hope we got a release date. And also that AI Ruthless. That's like a Nier Automata clone. That game is, when I first saw it, when they showed it, that shit looks fire. And it's the sci fiction shooter fantasy game. Also, I forgot the name of it. There's a lot of great games coming up for that projects, and I hope, but mostly Lost Sort of Side. That game needs to have a release date coming out tomorrow. Like, it's time. I've been waiting for that game forever. That game looks incredible. The
only thing is El Matador. Maybe what they did was, you thought it looked incredible, but maybe they had some kinks in it and wanted to make sure it was incredible. So when you played it, you had the most incredible experience.
Yeah, man. Oh, shit. I will not complain, man. Look, I know they want to hit perfection. They want to, give a good product. Fine. I'm will not get mad. But I think it's time for, us to see something. I think some new gameplay.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Yeah, man. I need to see it, man. That game looks a lot of put a lot of passion. You can see it, man. Like, because even in the graphics, I remember the first gameplay, the trailer they was out. It was like 2016.
Yeah,
that shit looks incredible. Like when he was running in the main forest and open area, I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Like, this shit looks crazy. But that was like a Final Fantasy game for a second.
Yeah, he do like Noctis a little bit.
Noctis, yeah, man. I got the blue hair. I'm like, man. I mean, it's like his twin brother or some shit, but it's
cool,
incredible, man. Incredible. Now, also another Japanese game.
Just don't do the game what they did to Battletoads. After all that time in development, and give a piece of shit out. No. Don't do that.
They could have had it looking like Killer Instant graphics with Rash was on there. They could have had it looking like that.
They had Rash look like a crackhead.
Yeah, that was just that was just
skinny, barely any moves. They had him looking like a crackhead off the streets.
Like the WB frog.
Yeah, that shit ain't going. That shit looks horrible. Oh my! But also another game that I cannot wait is that Wukong. That gameplay.
Oh, talking about the Journey to the West thing.
I mean, Yeah, man, that game looks incredible. I mean, look, I think that's like an alpha build. I don't think the game is going to look that good, but my goodness, that shit looks like this on freaking the final product.
Mhm.
Shout out to those guys because that's like small studio, like 40 people making that. That shout out, they freaking that game looks like this in the final version because the freaking monster, that boss, like the hair, it will look so like detailed. And like the way that you transform, the way you walk, the walk animations, like man, some of this stuff, some of this big publishers, like I'm like, man, that's embarrassing. A small team of 40 people, look how much detail they put in this game. And some of this big third-party publishers and shit, they're not even doing all that. That's crazy, man. I cannot wait for that game too, man. That shit looks incredible. But you know, the GOAT is Ghost of Tsushima. Hope Ghost of Legends. I hope we can get some more news
He
about
couldn't
that.
help
I need that in my
himself.
life. Ghost of Tsushima. I cannot get enough for that game, man. That game was amazing. My game of the
Yeah, it was
generation. I mean, I love God of War. I love The Last of Us. I love the Days Gone. But Ghost of Tsushima, for me, is my game of the generation.
Because
Beautiful.
you're a Souls player. You love those games.
I would say
I remember we played a couple
Hello?
times together.
Hello?
We played a couple. You there?
Yeah, we here. You there?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah, we can
you.
hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm
I hear
like,
you.
shit, I'm like,
No,
Yeah,
we're listening.
I could not
No,
hear
we're
you guys.
listening.
I'm
And you
like,
kept saying
hello.
hello,
And I'm like,
hello,
whoa.
hello. And I'm like, yeah, we're here. Where'd you
Really?
go,
Yeah,
Matador?
I don't know. I guess it's this.
Wait, are
what
you
the-
smoking some
okay.
good stuff and not sharing?
That
It's
pass
called
that man.
Puff Pass.
Pass.
Nah, bro. Nah, come on, man.
That's the same thing
Nah,
I
I'm
did.
good, bro.
Right on.
I'm good.
No, only joking. But
Yeah.
does
But
anybody
man,
else? Yeah, does anybody else have anything
I
else they
cannot
want?
wait, man.
What y'all
Ghost of
think about
Legends. Tomorrow, China Hero Project announcement. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I want a
Does
release
anybody?
date. Go on, what you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say. Well, no, go ahead because you were just gonna say something. You want a release date?
Yeah, I want a release date for that Grand Blue Fantasy relink. I'm definitely excited about that too. And like Matador was saying, also aside. But my game, I would say my game of this generation will probably be it's a tie between The Last of Us Part 2 and Persona 5 Royal. That right there, I felt attached to basically almost all the characters up in there. It was dope.
Okay.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming through.
Most
But we
welcome.
are going to get up out of here. All right. Because girl need to eat. So we're going to get up out of here. So we're going to do our outros. Philip, you've been real quiet. So do your outro, Philip. Would you go to sleep? He's sleeping over there. He must be sleeping. He fell asleep. Were we that boring? Come on now. Anyway, all right. So Cyber Dragon, go ahead.
Cyber Dragon signing off here. Shout out to the chat. Nice to speak with y'all again on the panel here. Ness, El Matador, Phil, Titanfall. Stay safe out there and keep it gaming.
Matador, go ahead. Now where'd you go?
All right, can you hear me?
Matador.
Yeah,
Now I
we can
can.
Here.
Well, do your outro.
Yeah.
This is El Matador. Princess, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share this video on Twitter, and show some love to everybody here in the panel. I hope you're enjoying the show. And like I said, Ghost of Tsushima, game of the generation. Period. And God
He
bless.
said yeah.
Right on.
Ness, go ahead.
I'd like to give a shout out to the host of the panel, Titanfall Princess. Shout out to everybody in the panel, Cyber Dragon, Matador Phillips. Even though he was on and off, we gotta get that mic fixed, my guy. We missed you. Everybody in the chat, my queen Brown Sugar Candy 2007, And I appreciate the conversation that we have, and I can't wait to do it again.
Sounds good. And Ness, it's been a while since you've been on here because I haven't been doing much anyway. This year has not been a good year, so that's why I slowed down. Y'all know
Understandable.
that. Y'all know that. But it was good to have you back.
Glad to be back.
I thank you, woman, for coming by. Appreciate the support. And of course, you know who this is. It's Titanfall Princess. Okay? And I'm going to say this again, like I said last time. Y'all haters that come through here, you really don't hate me. Y'all know you love me. I'm out of here. Later.
Deuces.